YouTube, hit. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
I hope you didn't hurt it too much.
I hope I didn't hurt YouTube that much either. It says we're connected, but I'm seeing... Oh, there we go. Ha 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 ha. Okay, we're good to go. How's your seals looking?
I've sorted it out until the next time.
Ha 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 ha.
Hey,
Hello,
Doodles.
Also, heads up, welcome. Let's see if I can pronounce this correctly. Exceptional Potato, who decided to follow us while we were off air. That's a great name, by the way. Exceptional Potato. Very Lalafell.
Yes.
Well, are we ready to try and do Moonfire? Yeah, Moonfire.
The thing.
Moonfire. Yes, the thing. We shall do the thing. Hello, Moyaru. And I'm completely butchering your little Lalafell name. I'm sorry.
Fire Red, Beast Green. Mayaru Moyaru is scouring the aft castle for any sun-beaten souls who might not have heard about this year's Moonfire Faire, and may or may not know that reference. Do my eyes deceive me, or do I spy familiar faces who look like they could do with some proper summer recreation? That's right, the sun's rays are out in full force, and so is our beloved Moonfire Faire. These days, the event doubles as free promotion for the Adventurers Guild, you know? The brave and bold show off their heroics, and afterwards the fair guests flock to the guild in droves to hire them. But the real star of the show is the acclaimed Eorzean Nimble Warrior course, bringing in hundreds upon hundreds of new challengers. At any rate, we could really use more help out there, so if perchance I've piqued your interest, I suggest you ship out to Costa del Sol and speak to our chief chaperone, Hareband. That actually reminds me. Do I have a change of clothes for this?
I don't know. Do
Yes,
I?
yes I do. I have two changes of clothes for this. Which one do I want to go with?
That's a tough one.
Swimsuit or just the kind of shawl? Or not shawl, but...
It's a hula skirt.
Yeah.
I think I'm going with a swim. Boom! Alright, we are ready to rock the Moonfire Faire.
Yeah, Doodles knows the reference.
I would be scared if Doodles didn't know the reference.
This is true. There was a video I saw recently talking about, okay, here's all the worst starter Pokemon to take. And the number one worst was kind of a surprise to me, but I'm going, oh god, yeah, that's a horrible thing. And they did that to kids! Why did they do this?
Pikachu?
Yeah.
Because the first trainer you go against is Brock of the Rock Gym?
Well, there's two problems with yellow. One, yes, you start with an electric type and you go up against an ground type immediately. That's problem number one. Problem number two is, of course, he's a special Pikachu in that he doesn't evolve. So he's stuck with base Pokemon stats the entire time, and they're normal Pikachu base stats. In the Let's Go ones, you get an Eevee or you get a Pikachu, depending, that don't evolve.
Uh-huh.
But they're special. They have very high base stats.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, so they are worthy for being in your team for most of the game. They have the stats to support it. Not true in yellow. Now, I believe the overall base stats for like a Raichu are not necessarily great, but of course a Pikachu isn't even anywhere near that level.
Yep. Hello, Hermaga! We're here to help with the festival.
Ladonia, Rena. Now there's a sight for sore eyes. It's the swimsuits, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did Moyaru send you out here to lend a hand? 4 hands, really. This year, the event is shaping up to be a thrill for visitors and staff alike. Allow me to give you a brief outline of what we have planned. In case the screaming and splashing hadn't given it away, we've brought back the Eorzea Nimble Warrior course with all of its explosive challenges intact.
Of course you did.
And if the summer sun gets to be too much, grant yourself a refreshing reprieve by enjoying an icy treat or playing with the polar bears. I'll take the former. Even better, this year we've added a little Far Eastern flair with these hand fans. They're called Uchiwa, and they drive away evil spirits, or so I'm told.
They say they're hand fans.
Yeah, those
no,
are not hand fans.
No, they are not hand fans.
Frankly, actual hand fans would be great as an emote in here, but no, that's not what we get.
No, the closest we get is the fan dance.
To ensure their authenticity, we hired an expert in the art of the festival to craft us 100 crates of them. And what color could be more fitting for Moonfire than bright blazing red? He's skipping saying what it is because we haven't been there yet.
Uh-huh.
Seeing as the origins of the event can be traced back to the bombard hunts of years past, I say Uchiwa are a perfect fit for the spirit of the occasion. And judging from the sizable crowds, I'm far from the only one. The downside, of course, is we presently find ourselves quite ill-equipped to manage a turnout of this magnitude. Personally, I'd like to bolster our security cadre if I can.
Security! We can do security!
As it stands, none of us would be able to leave our post in the event of a serious emergency. So, given the fortuitous timing of your arrival, could I ask you to...
Monster!
Did she say monster? Damn it all. People are starting to panic. And there's a shark off the shore, I just saw it.
Yes, there is.
Please, Ladonia, Rena, you've got to help us. I'll stay here and try and keep the crowd calm. You head north and find that woman.
Can do. Well, I don't know about you, but the weapons... hanging off our hips seem a little incongruous.
What? I'm just gonna play a game of deadly frisbee. How's that incongruous?
Frisbee golf?
Sure.
The monster was
I'll
just
put a hole
here.
in someone.
I swear it. It was leering at me from behind that rock, making these off-kilter little motions, and then ran off to the east.
Leering now. Sure that wasn't Master Gigi Ruju?
I thought for certain it would come over here and... I feel faint. I need to go lie down.
You do this.
Sweaty guest.
Damn, I didn't stand a chance against that thing.
Oh dear.
You should have seen it. I was minding my own business out here, practicing my steps, and suddenly that thing showed up out of nowhere to challenge me to a dance-off. Then, after it utterly trounced me, it raced off again. Well, if this monster is going around challenging people to dance-offs, I think we are fine for the fair.
For the most part.
Would that I could tell you where, or even which direction. Although, come to think of it, I believe I saw something fall from its body. Well, it doesn't much matter to me anymore. I can hear Summer's call, and it must be heeded. To the ocean with me! Whatever fell off the thing, you'll find it lying over there, if you think it will help your search. You never know.
Oh, it's right at my feet.
It must be important. Ah, there they are.
Ah, it's beautiful.
Glad as ever to see you two again. Ermaga told us you might be in need of urgent assistance, so here we are.
We've heard reports of green monsters running amok. Have you learned aught in a way of a clue? Yeah?
Don't ask what pocket I took that out of.
We have pockets?
Apparently.
I thought this was all female fashion. It's all fake pockets, as far as the eye can see.
It dropped something, did it? Looks to be a needle, by my reckoning. It's obvious we're dealing with an inebriated weaver. There's an expression.
We're so confident in our answer, too.
Surely that woman would not have mistaken a drunkard for a monster. You want to bet? Seriously, you want to bet? Given that it's green in color and possessed of needles, that would suggest some type of cactar.
Cactars in La Nosea, of all places? Surely they would struggle to survive far removed from their native habitat of Thanalan. I'm so sorry about this.
As multicolored explosions go off in the distance.
Yes. Madam Mimija, if I'm not mistaken, was it not Master Gigiruju himself who invited you to Costa del Sol? Yes, I traveled all the way from Ulta at the summons of my friend Gigiruju. Naturally, I couldn't bear the thought of my dear pets missing out on the fun and festivities, so I brought them along with me. Not for a moment did I ever think they would act out like this. You have my deepest apologies.
Those eyes.
I know. How can you resist Lalafell eyes? This is how they get at your coin purse, just so you know. They were all perfect angels when we stopped in to see Gigiruju. He even gave them treats. But the moment I stepped away for a drink, they went mad. The poor Gigiruju couldn't rein them in. By the time I got back, they were gone. I swear to you, this has never happened before. Well, that would certainly explain how Cactar ended up in La Nosea. Regardless, if your pet poses a danger to the fairgoers, we may have to subdue them by force. No, please. I've raised them since they were pups. They'd never hurt a fly. I don't fancy the prospect myself, but what other option is there? Given that the Moonfire Fair would have no venue were it not for Master Gigiruju, I'd obviously prefer we didn't have to upset a dear friend of his.
Yes, termination should be a last resort. Let us first attempt to capture them.
sensible plan. Should things turn violent, it would only frighten the attendees. This calls for a more subtle approach. Just the three of us, perhaps.
Subtle? Us? Do you know what you're asking?
They were asking something? I wasn't paying attention.
They're asking you not to use your fists.
Oh, they just took all the fun out of it.
Indeed. I would see this situation sorted swiftly that we might return to the fair. If we work quickly, we may manage to find it before it escapes the bounds of Costa del Sol. Thus, I propose we split up. Ladonia, Rena, my friends, will you search the west side of the island?
I suppose. Sure I can't beat something up?
I don't know, maybe one of those sharks will try coming on shore again.
Woohoo!
Now, a question.
Huh?
Oh, Pubiano first.
Where could it have gone? If you think a cavorting cactar would be hard to miss in Eorzea. You were saying?
Of course, everyone gets the bikinis we're using.
Mm-hmm.
There's a fancier version.
There's a couple fancier versions. A lot of them you can buy on Mog Station.
I don't think that's where Leia would have gotten hers from.
Here in Costa del Sol, we're eager as ever for the... Yeah, you're the usual... Yeah, we know all this. Where's
Yes.
our cavorting cactar? Oh, the bottom she uses is from a previous Moonfire Faire. Faire is actually wearing the top for that. Currently.
Yeah, that's a cavorting cactar. I'd know that anywhere. Maybe.
He looks like he has problems.
Did you find something? Boy, did we ever.
It appears she did. But how are we going to capture it?
I've never seen a cactar look so dangerous. Is it just me, or is it radiating an aura of pure malice?
No, I don't think that's
no,
malice.
that's not malice.
I've never seen the poor thing like this either. Come to think of it, Gigiruju told me it seemed to him as though they were possessed. Possessed by spirits. Right.
Technically true.
In that case, perhaps the aura is an evil spirit. If only we could purify it somehow.
No, if you want to see a cactar of an evil spirit and pure malice, look for a ballerina.
Yeah. What that thing needs is an exorcism.
Darn straight.
Of course. In the Far East, they use the Uchiwa to ward off evil spirits, right? Maybe our festival fans would work.
In that case, allow me to do the honors. Yeah, that is not a hand fan. Evil spirit, be gone! Uchiwashoi!
And that actually worked.
Yeah. I think
Yes.
it drove away more than just evil spirits.
Yes. Well, that was easy. Shall we head back for drinks?
And maybe a little tanning time?
Terribly sorry to interject, but I think there's been a misunderstanding.
Is this not your cactar?
That is One of my dear cactars. I'm still missing the other 6.
6.
I do appreciate you finding cacti, of course, but I'm worried about Cactillo and Cactina and Cacticifer and...
Oh no.
Wait, when you said pets, you mean you brought 7 cactars to Eorzea?
The 7 cactars of Dr. Lau?
Yes!
It is concerning, then, that we scoured every inch of the island and only found 1. It appears we will have to take our search to the mainland. Very well, let us take up our Uchiwa and find these cactars that we might ease them of their torment. Learn to the emote Uchiwa Shui.
6 more? Oh. Oh, I'm glad to have Cacti back, and Hale in mind and boot. Those fans are sure to work their magic on the rest of my dears.
Rena?
Yes?
May I say, I'm your biggest fan.
Aw, how sweet!
Festival Fan Frenzy. Moonfire Faire Chaperone Bautafine is prepared to help you track down a half-dozen wayward cactars. I take it you're ready to begin. In that case, let us review our objective. First, we must seek out these cactars. As soon as one is located, placate it with a gust from your Uchiwa, then bring it back here. You, my friends, are in charge of searching the southwestern cliffside.
Southwest cliffside, got it.
I'm glad one of us does.
Zoom. Zoomy zoom.
Hey, Eorzea.
Way.
You know where we're going better than we do, so yeah, please help us.
Yeah, here's a converting cactar. Uchiwa Shui!
Cactar appears to have snapped out of it, whatever it may have been. Eager for your company, it walks right up to you, allowing you to grab it. Where are the spines?
Ah, there's another one.
He's found himself a nice desert isle.
Uchiwa Shui!
Uchiwa Shui! And the same.
Bunny fans! Beaufon?
I only pray we manage to find them all. Ja?
You've done such a great job bringing my dearies back safe and sound. Welcome back. I don't suppose you found any cactars? 2, actually.
Two calmed cactars. Amija's beloved pet has regained its composure thanks to a well-timed fan gust. Didn't know there's any timing to it.
And that brings us to 7. Excellent. We're done.
Unless there's any other pets that she hasn't mentioned that ran off.
And now that that's over with, I think I shall grab myself a drink and find a nice vantage point, preferably somewhere in the shade. Oh, take me with you. I've been dying for a drink.
Meanwhile, somewhere, Riley is eating a sundae bigger than her head and going, "My boobs." At last, the crisis is well and truly averted. Now I can return my focus to what matters most, ensuring spectacular time is had by all. Seeing as Hareband still needs a status report, can I ask that you see to that?
1 status report coming up.
In the shade.
In the shade.
Welcome back, you two. Seems you had the cactar crisis well in hand. You've done your part to keep the peace, and for that, I thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, what's this I hear about a malicious aura? Efficiency of the Uchiwa aside, I'd rather like to get to the bottom of this, lest we suffer the same problem next year.
I just wanted to report that our pet cactars are resting safely away from the main festivities. I asked another chaperone to keep an eye on them. I cannot apologize enough for the trouble I've caused.
Yes, well, I am glad to have this matter settled quietly. My lovely ladies were quite frightened. That being said, speaking as one who's seen his share of dancers, your pets have star potential, my dear Mimija.
Truly, perhaps I should have them formally trained. You're not seriously going to encourage that behavior, are you? Lest you forget, it was pure coincidence that we found a peaceable solution through the use of our Uchiwa. Were something like that to happen again, that luck may not hold. Surely you don't mean I've learned my lesson, I swear it. As soon as we're home, I'll ensure they're trained to stay by my side at all times. That's all I ask. Incidentally, did you notice anything that might have served as a catalyst for their cavorting? No, I'm afraid not. I was away at the time, you see.
I thought it quite strange myself. One moment they were downing their wine like sailors, and the next it was as though they were possessed by some manner of wicked spirit.
Oh dear.
Kikiruju. They were drinking wine, my lord. Fine vintage it was. I was delighted to be in like-minded company. Oh, and the great conversation we could have had, if only they could speak.
Mimija, I can't believe I'm asking this, but is wine safe for cactars?
I believe the answer is self-evidently no.
How should I know? I've only ever given them the finest spring water from the mountains of Corinthus myself. So they were just drunk.
So we really did blow the evil spirits out of them.
Yeah.
barely had a cupful each. And besides, it's not like I poured the stuff down their throats, did I? You sure about that? Sharing a bottle wasn't the best of ideas, but how was I to know they couldn't hold their drink? Personally, I'm just glad the mystery's been put to rest. And seeing as Mimi just learned her lesson, I dare say we won't be seeing a repeat of this incident. That depends. Has Gigiruju learned his lesson?
Gigiruju? Learn a lesson?
I know it's impossible.
Well, just in case someone else gives wine to some other cactors, I'll be sure to let the chaperone team know to reach for the uchiwa rather than a weapon.
That would be much appreciated. Much appreciated, Pobiano. Now, let us return to the festival. The Adventurers Guild won't promote itself, you know. As for you, Ladonia, Rena, on behalf of the entire chaperone team, I thank you. Enjoy the remainder of the event, and don't be a stranger, alright?
You got it.
Summer's biggest fan.
So, what next? Back to Corythus.
We're just staring at the very inappropriately costumed person there. Poof! They're gone.
Yes!
Boy, that was a fast melt time on that snowman.
So back to Corythus we go, though we might want to change out of our swimsuits.
Nah, it's the middle of summer. It'll be fine.
It's Corythus, the land of eternal snow.
It'll be fine until I freeze. Yeah, let's stop.
That's what I thought. We'll stop in Eorzea and change.
Not that I have a lot of changing I can do.
Well, you can de-glamour.
Can you?
If you have the, glamour dispellers.
Not that many, I don't.
I can hand you some. I have a stack of 98 of them.
How did you get that many?
I bought them with Gil. Do you need some?
Probably. Because I don't have much in the way of glamour plates set up. I've got like 2 summer ones, and that's probably about it. Hold on a moment. Let me double check. Yeah, okay, and I've got a bunch of partials for various things, like the boots.
Now, here's a trick. First, let me trade you. Why won't you let me trade you?
Probably because I'm in the middle of looking at my glamour plates.
Hello, Octi. You just missed the Moonfire Festival.
Yes.
And drunk cactars.
You just missed the swimsuit edition.
5 should do you.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Now, watch my screen for a moment. If you can.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm on... This is which is what I was using for the glamour.
Uh-huh.
See this button over here?
No? Hold on a moment. Ah, okay.
You can switch to that, and then you can click which items you want to dispel.
Huh.
And I'll do it all in mass. Boom! Hi. Yeah, well, we're heading back to Corinthus. Pray for our little frozen bunny buns.
I think I'll actually keep the gloves. Not that it matters much, but I use one less dispeller that way.
Alrighty then. Back to Corinthus. Corinthus. Yes, Corinthus.
Going back several subjects. I have to say I do find it something of a shame that they never do remakes of the third Pokemon game in a generation. It's always just the original two.
Yeah, well...
Of course, they don't do third games anymore. They haven't since before 5th generation.
Now they kind of do off games, like Arceus.
Okay, yeah. Because in 5th generation, instead of doing a third game, they did Black 2 and White 2. So you got a new pair instead.
Yeah.
6th, is fairly obvious. There probably was meant to be a third game, which would have been Z, but they never put that out. And with Sun and Moon, you got Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, so you got another pair like in 5th generation. And I have no idea what happens in 8 and 9. I have not kept up.
Well, it is kind of hard to keep up because we don't play games very often.
Yeah, and those games are a little off of the things we actually go for, so while we've fiddled with them, we haven't gotten that many.
And they tend to come out very fast.
By our playing standards, yes. I mean, frankly, from my playing standards, Civ games come out a bit fast, and they're once every 5 years. Now, all we ever really got was 6th gen, though I think we have an Ultra Moon waiting for when one of us gets around to it.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think we have one of the 2 Ultras, and I think it's Moon. But, of course, the only ones we've truly played, and those not even anywhere close to all the way through, was... Which one did you have, X or Y?
I had X.
Okay. And then I had Alpha Sapphire, which was the 6th generation remake of the 3rd generation games.
And I got all the way up to the road that you take to the big championship, and
which is a lot further along than I got.
And hit the the skill out wall.
The only other things is I have played a little bit of Crystal on emulator. It's part of, okay, what are these games like? And of course, I have played through the initial campaign of Pokemon Conquest.
Which seems so silly.
It is. Kind of wish it had a little more going on in it mechanically, but it's still in some ways complex for a Pokemon game because you have the tactical battlefield going on.
Mm-hmm.
They do, of course, simplify it in other ways because every Pokemon has one move. So you're kind of building your team around the types and everything, and the effects of the various moves. Some of them will be basically like just, right ahead of you, or some of them will do a line of like 3 squares. Some of them will actually attack like 2 squares in front of you, and you basically do a charge into the square in front of you and then hit whatever is right beyond it. Things like that.
Yeah.
And of course the move can change when the Pokemon evolves, and they have all of that in there. And basically the initial campaign is you're going through conquering provinces, kind of like in a Nobunaga game, and there's 1 province per type. So the game is kind of an extended tutorial on all the Pokemon typing. And of course that's just the... Oh dear. Have fun navigating.
I'm flying low and following the road.
But yeah,
that's the safest course of action.
Yeah, is basically just an extended tutorial. They have a whole mess of campaigns that you unlock once you get through it, and I've yet to do any of those.
Back to Ishgard.
Yep. Back to the land of cold.
And this is why I didn't want to do it in the Moonfire Faire gear.
I know.
I mean, we're already freezing our buns as it is.
Yes.
I mean, I'm glad the power of the Echo gives us heating pads for for nakedness, but well, how else do you explain the fact that we're running around the snow with this and not getting frostbite?
I just don't ask too many questions.
Don't ask questions to things you don't want the answers for.
Exactly.
There we go. though we're not going far here. Well, someone's having a fistathon.
Indeed.
Hey, Thancred.
This is Thancred. Selfless sacrifice indeed.
Honoroi?
I am sorry, my lady. Truly I am. Oh no. What's he doing this time? For those we have lost. Manolaine seems rather pleased with himself.
Now I know
Yeah,
we're in trouble.
Oh, and this should, of course, go without saying. But let's keep those last few favors between us, yes? Artoriel wouldn't understand. Right then, the first floor of those barracks has been converted into a tavern for the duration of the conference. Why don't you go and have something to eat? For once, a suggestion with which I agree. Go on ahead, Ladonia. Rena, I'll join you anon. Okay then.
Yay! Fire, stew, mulled cider. And someone's already drunk.
Welcome, welcome. Find yourself an empty seat and I'll be with you in a moment.
Can do.
Cold out, isn't it? Here, a mug on the house. Let's get some colour back in them cheeks. Afraid food will be a bit longer than usual. We've got a lot of hungry folk to feed, what with the conference and all. Oh, so many people with cause to celebrate. To think there could be peace in our time, after all them years of fighting. When I heard about the conference, I knew I had to come. I knew I had to be here, to do my bit. My husband, he died fighting the dragons, you see. And here we are, about to break bread with him.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't think this is a Cloud moment.
You were right, mother. You look tired. Reckon you could do with a good long rest. After all you've done, I'd say you've earned it. Sleep now. Sleep. Sleep and leave us to our affairs.
It's not good.
Not good at all.
This was never your fight.
Good feeling gone. And now we have a Cloud moment.
My son. They told me he walks in Halone's halls. Him and the rest of his unit.
They told me the same.
I expect they think it's comforting. Every time I come, I cry. I cannot bear to remember, but to forget would be 1,000 times worse. Yet that is what they would have us do. Accept this truth for the sake of peace. Bury the past and look to the future. But he was my future. My flesh and blood. My heart.
Is this it? We're the only ones with the courage to oppose this madness? They think only of the prize, of the peace Sir Emmerich promises them. They know in their hearts it's a lie, but they go along with it anyway, desperate fools. But not I. Not I! I see the worm that killed my brother in my dreams every night, and I will not rest until he lies broken at my feet. Him and every last one of his accursed kin. All this nonsense about Kings of Eld, as if I care what they did or didn't do. Makes no difference to me and mine. Have the dragons sued for peace in 1,000 years? Are they bollocks? It's a bloody ruse is what it is, and Sir Emmerich and the rest of them bloody fallen for it.
But what can we do? They believe, and naught we can say will ever change their minds. Whether we like it or not, man and dragon will come together at Vulcan's Nest, and all will be forgiven. Forgiven and forgotten.
No. I will not let that happen. They will remember the true face of the enemy. I will show it to them. And we will rise up against them once more.
Hey! Hey! This is no time for napping.
Someone else disagreed with you.
Do you have your wits about you? Good. Come with me. We have a crisis on our hands.
Figures.
Yes, we do. Let's hope it's the same crisis.
Hear me, brothers and sisters. Do not be fooled by the honeyed words of the Dravarnians. The peace they promise is but a prelude to slaughter. Remember your husbands and wives never returned from war. Your children torn apart by fang and claw. All your loved ones shown no mercy. Does not your heart cry out for vengeance? Your blood boil at the injustice? Remember the face of your enemy, brothers and sisters. Remember it, and strike back!
You there! Don't just stand around gawping! Do something, man! Stop her!
Yes, my lord.
See here the true nature of the Highborn. With lies and deception they lead us to our doom. And dare we raise our voices in dissent? Death is our reward. This is the choice they have given us, brothers and sisters. Death by dragon's fang, or death by nobleman's command. Death to all we hold dear. I spit on your choices, noblemen! You will take no more from me! No more! No more!
What have you done? I only did as you ordered, my lord.
I gave no such order. I did not. I never meant for anyone to...
Well, this crowd is cleared out a bit.
Yeah. Ameneline was in fine form.
Is in not thinking? Yes.
Exactly.
I dare say that could not have played out any worse, given that the First Commander and Lord Arturiel are not here to take control of the situation. I spoke with a messenger who said they would be returning shortly, but until they do, naught will be done. Lord Ameneline has retreated to the barracks and is refusing to speak to anyone.
Actually,
Therefore,
probably a good move on his part.
yes, it is his best move right now. Therefore, it falls to us to ensure that the order has been fully restored. Come, let us walk the streets and speak with the people. Yeah. My wife and I fell while fleeing with the others at first. The Georgians tended to our bruises afterwards. Those mad fools have ruined everything, and for what?
Good question.
Someone has a head upon his shoulders.
But you're dealing with a lot of people holding a lot of pain and a lot of grudges.
Oh, yes.
And grudges do not die easily.
They were wrong to resort to violence, but when I heard her speak, her words were as a dagger in my heart. Who are we to decide that enough is enough? That their calls for justice can never be answered. Will this be the end of it? Or will there be others like them and the true brothers? I do not want to bear steel against my kinsmen ever again. I do not know if I even can.
I heard the rumors that the young lord was a drunken fool. What imbecile thought it would be a good idea to let him have the run of Falcon's Nest?
Well, as long as it was just pure, everything going on as it was, no emergencies, it was fine enough.
Well, I say him and Sir Merrick take their bloody change and shove it up their arses. I'll not be taken in by that rot again. Oh dear.
Oh dear. Come back.
She's right, you know. We're not but tools to them, to be used and discarded as they see fit. We all saw it. Let's check with Joselo again.
Yeah. I'm tired of it. I'm just so tired of it all.
I don't blame you.
That is, frankly, a healthy reaction.
And Mr. Merchant?
I'll never forgive them for this. Never.
So what did you find out, Thancred?
This is Thancred.
Hush! That's a spoiler!
Well, let's see. So, the violence is past, but the people are far from recovered. That is to be expected.
I don't know about what the violence is past bit. I mean, it's obvious that Marshmallow and Peeps are just really going at it. It's violent chocobo feathers everywhere!
For the moment, it appears that no innocents were harmed by the guards. The blame for all casualties can be placed squarely upon the protesters. Nevertheless, the people will not soon forget the image of a young lordling ordering the public execution of an unarmed protester, one whose words resonated with the hearts of many. After all, who among us has not lost loved ones?
Yeah.
You two finally done?
I think so. For the moment.
Yeah, Marshmallow over here. You two need a timeout. Consequences. Thancred would like nothing more than to leave Falcon's Nest behind. Lord Turiel and the first commander should have returned by now. To the tavern, then. Their first order of business will be to speak with Lord Amanelaine, and somehow I doubt he has moved an elm since we last saw him.
By the way, the one protester, this isn't quite a spoiler because we're not going to follow that path, but she actually does show up as a character again. In the Dark Knight class quest.
Oh no. Really now?
Yes.
Okay then.
I won't say more than that, but we're not going to be following that one, so... Amanelaine. Yeah, that's about what I thought. Artoriel?
Carrie, take me. What a disaster. I should never have left. You couldn't have known.
My apologies, Rena, Ladonia. I bear full responsibility for this debacle.
There will be time for that later. I, for one, am more concerned about picking up the pieces. What do we know?
According to initial reports, the protesters was orchestrated by the young woman whom Lord Amanelaine ordered shot. She and her compatriots infiltrated Falcon's Nest, posing as servants and guests. Several were taken alive. Others resisted and were struck down. Still others took their own lives. Our forces suffered casualties as well, but by the grace of the Fury, no civilians were seriously injured. Still, more remarkably, the ringleader yet lives, for the time being at least. The Churgeons are doing what they can for her, but she may not live through the night.
Given their impeccable timing, it is like that the convictors who drew us away from the hamlet were in league with the protesters. Accordingly, we have detained them for questioning. I'll be sworn that these villains spent as much effort plotting the failure of this peace conference as we did its success. Well, if the mood of the hamlet is any indication, theirs have been the more fruitful labors. In the wake of the protest, the people seem disillusioned.
Not all, but many. You spoke with them then? I see. Sir Emeric placed his trust in me. It will be difficult to explain what has happened here.
Remember how far we have come, First Commander. The people's faith may be shaken, but we convinced them before, and we'll do so again. If we can find a means to remind them, to show them that once more the promise that change holds for all, then this tragedy too shall pass into the past.
We must pray that you are right. Nevertheless, for the time being, I have no choice but to suspend the peace conference, pending Sir Emeric's final decision. Under the circumstances, I cannot leave Falcon's Nest. Rena, Ladonia...
Hold on. You broke up there, at least on my end.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a break. I'll start that one over. Under the circumstances, I cannot leave Falcon's Nest. Rena, Ladonia, will you two deliver my report to the Lord Commander in my stead? Oakley dokily.
Get up, Emanaline. You're going with her. Go on without me.
No, you're coming with us.
I was not asking.
You're gonna have to report this yourself.
You will answer for your actions. In person. Is that clear? Yes, my lord. Come on, Orai. Your manservant is not here. In fact, I have not seen him for some time. Honorai? Honorai! I could have sworn he was... That gets him moving.
For all his buffoonery, he does actually care about Honoroi.
Oh yes, it is one of the things that shows, yep, there's a very good person there if you can get through the thick skull. I too had best remain here for a time. I should hope that the worst is past, but it is too early to say for certain.
Once I have determined that my presence is no longer required, I will return to the capital as well. Pray give my regards to the Lord Commander. Honoroi! Where are you? Ollie, oxen free! Oh no.
Oh dear.
Honoroi? Oh dear. Honoroi! Do I need to switch to White Mage?
Maybe?
Onawa! No. What have they done to you? Onawa! Onawa!
Is that you, my lord? You seem rather flustered.
Because of you, you imbecile! What in the seven hells happened to you?
My apologies. Some few of the guests expressed a wish to leave. and I implored them to stay. It would seem they took issue with my request.
Oh, gods forgive me. If I had only been more careful with my words.
Do not blame yourself, my lord. I know that you and your brother have Ishgard's best interests at heart. That poor woman. She lives in the past, clinging to the memories of the lost. But the future holds so much promise, so much joy. And you know that better than any.
Onua?
Calm yourself. The boy will live. But it's imperative we get him inside and into the care of a Kairoujian without delay.
Oh, we were so close! Why does it all have to fall to pieces?
Not in pieces
Don't they
yet.
want to live in peace? Don't they want to be happy? We all want the same thing! And still it falls to pieces! Tell me, what was I supposed to do? Someone, anyone, tell me, what was I supposed to do?
Oh, he needed a punching.
Stop looking to others. You make your choice and you live with the consequences.
And what would you know about consequences? You who always know just what to say and just what to do. Your every deed is greeted with a round of applause.
Feel better?
You know nothing about me. I have fought tooth and nail for the people I hold dear. Done everything in my power to save them. And I have failed. Learn to live with it. I have.
Alright. Yeah, let's get you inside.
I will take him to the Chirurgeons. It is the least I can do. Yeah, come on. Come on, old chap. Let's get you inside where you can have a good sulk.
Fighting dong!
No.
Fighting dong! By the way, it seems that Marshmallow had nothing to do with this outburst.
I don't blame him. He's actually a very sensitive burb. When not fighting peeps.
It's a friend-to-me rivalry.
Uh-huh. I may have reacted, but it needed to be done. He was becoming hysterical.
Yeah, and he pushed all your buttons. We get it.
I understand the desire to look for reasons, for excuses, to convince yourself you had no choice. But the past is the past, and there's naught to be gained from reliving your mistakes. I know this. But we understand. You know how that compares with what we've got? Actually, you can tell no, that's the wrong one. Never mind, you can't tell.
I think it is actually better. I think.
Great. Let's see, it'd be the warrior version for me.
It would be better than my fists that I'm currently using.
It's certainly better than the current one I'm using.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Because I'm on a green 148.
Yeah, you want to go for that Hellfire Battle Axe.
Yeah, I don't think it's been changed out since Wanderer's Palace.
Ouch.
Because it was the Nymean Royal Marine Battle Axe.
Yeah, I think that might be Wanderer's Palace. Oh, pfft. I actually had the augmented Shire Sword. When did I buy that?
Good.
So mine was kind of an oops, but there was nothing else for any of the other classes there, so...
Yeah. Urga, Judy Hops as a Viera. She'd make an extraordinarily short Viera. Choices. Looks like it'll be Dragoon for me.
Oh yeah,
Tancred has
the best pummeling fists in the game. Or one of the best.
Tancred has lost all patience with Lord Amanelaine. Yeah.
We noticed.
I have no desire to wait for the Lordling to emerge from his puddle of self-pity. We have important matters to attend to in Ishgard.
In other words, we need to drag him along.
Quite possibly literally drag, yes. By the ear.
Fortunately, he has very grabbable ears.
Mm-hmm. He needs them.
Oh, let's be honest. He's still mentally a kid.
Oh, yes. Pray proceed. Hi, Edmond. Sorry about your son. We received troubling reports from Falcon's Nest. What befell you there? You're gonna love this one. And by love, get a drink. A strong one.
Mm-hmm.
Word of the demonstration and its resolution outstripped you, Ladonia, Rena. Every man, woman, and child of Ishgard has heard the tale. 'Tis rumored that my youngest's lack of judgment was to blame. Of course, such stories are prone to exaggeration. What exactly came to pass?
Yeah,
Lack of judgment.
well, The execution of the, well, maybe execution was the wrong word.
Yeah. Killing. Well, she's actually not actually dead.
No, she's not actually
Shooting.
dead. Well,
Shooting. She was shot twice.
yeah. Sorry.
I see. So that is the truth of it. Regardless of his intent, the result is undeniable. He has furthered the cause of these misguided few who cannot let go of the past. In an instant, the delicate peace we were poised to forge is once more beyond us. To dwell so deeply on the war and the vengeance it begets, only for that too to be taken away. Is it any wonder they were left bereft? For what was the sacrifice? Have we naught to show for our suffering? I thought peace is a sufficient salve, but mayhap I was mistaken. We are warriors, Lord Edmont, and ours is a nation built on centuries of warfare. Right or wrong, this is who we are, and we deny it at our peril. To hold on to the past without being beholden to it. We must needs find a way to honor the sacrifice of our forefathers without glorying in their excesses. A difficult path, to be sure. We dare not deny the scars which mar our nation's soul, lest we spur other disillusioned souls to retrace them. But, as you say, we dare not revel in past glories either, for they are tainted all. A clear and ambiguous enemy and an undeniably righteous cause. 'Tis a bitter reflection, but lies though they were, they did long serve to unite us. We could point up some other enemies. No truth will ever serve as well, I fear. Yet, we are not without options. At our last meeting, a proposal was tabled by the members of the Eorzean Alliance for joint military exercises to strengthen the ties between our nations and test our readiness to meet with a common threat. I had thought to delay these exercises until after the peace conference, but mayhap a grand melee would be just the thing to lift our beleaguered spirits. Better still, an occasion for the Temple Knights and the Watch to take the field as allies, a unified Ishgardian force filled with men and women from all walks of life, which would stand against a coalition of the allied nations' finest. Hosted by Ishgard, in the shadow of the Gates of Judgment, a victory under such circumstances would serve as a reaffirmation, a declaration to all and sundry, that we are as strong and united as ever. Such a victory would do more than would do much to fan the flames of patriotism, it is true. But if we should be defeated, though even to hold our own against the cream of three nations might be presented as a triumph. Very well, you may count on my support for what little it is worth. However, I have a request. I would like my son Amanalain to take part in the grand melee. By his deeds he has brought shame upon Ishgard, and so by his deeds I would have him bring our nation honor. As you wish, my lord. If that is his desire, then it shall be so. Now then, we have no time to lose. Ladonia, Rena, would you be so kind as to deliver my instructions to Lucia? I shall write to the Alliance leaders at once, and begin making arrangements for the grand melee.
Yes, sir!
Should you chance to see my son, pray inform him of his duty. If he is not already returned, he will soon enough, making every effort to avoid me. knows his son. So that is their solution. Grand melee to unite the people. And what part would they have you play in this affair, I wonder? You whom they have taken into their confidence, upon whom they have come so heavily to rely.
Yeah. As long as I can punch people, I'm happy.
And will you oblige them? Oh, you already have. When the proposition is made, will you stand for Ishgard once more?
We've come this far, have we not?
Well, when you put it like that, I suppose it would be a shame not to see it through to the bitter end. So, for this grand melee of his, Hareband wishes to field a force comprising both his Temple Knights and Hilda's Watch, yes? I can only imagine what she will have to say about that. In fact, curiosity compels me to go and see for myself.
Hey, Lucia! Well met, Rena, Ladonia. Have you spoken with Sir Emeric?
Just got out of the meeting.
Up for punching things? I was aware of the Alliance's request, so Sir Emeric would turn these exercises into a spectacle for the masses. It is not that I doubt the efficiency of such a plan. Indeed, I know its effectiveness all too well, having witnessed it firsthand. Nevertheless, he has not once given me reason to doubt his intentions, and these are desperate times indeed. I will select knights for the event forthwith. As for the watch... Did he now? How considerate of Master Thancred to seek out our young watch commander of his own volition. Nah, he just wanted to look at something prettier than a Manolane. Alas, he acted prematurely. Pray deliver this list of watch candidates to Hilda. I would have her bring her best men, not her most dispensable. Forgive me, but I have much to do. Send Hilda my regards. Do we want to pause here? Because we've got
so.
like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Though I was just struck by the idea of seeing Lucia and Hilda basically hanging out together off duty.
They would, actually.
Yeah. And a lack of chairs yet again.
Yeah. It's the one problem with Ishgard. They don't believe in chairs. But they do believe in mulled wine, so...
Winning.
6 of one, half dozen of the other? Yeah, they do. It's very much a standing bar. Well, we got a lot done tonight.
Yes, we did.
Honestly, I thought the scene in Falcon's Nest was longer than it was, so... Winning?
Sure, yeah, something like that. There are certainly longer scenes later.
I feel bad I took the wrong sword. But there wasn't much of a
right sword.
A right sword. Maybe Gil, but... I guess I could sell this for Gil.
Or, seals.
Yeah, seals could work. Arf, arf.
Arf, arf.
I know, wrong type of seal.
You sure?
The good seal of approval? we will be back tomorrow night on Thaven and Rylea for more Dun trailing on. Yeah, I'm tired. It's time for bed.
That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, tomorrow. Maryland,
More Dawn Trail tomorrow and Wednesday and Friday.
And we're slowly making progress, and the internet is trying.
Hey, we're just about done with the zone now.
Yeah. Well, we've got to finish up the current quest chain, the other blue, and then onto the zone exit. Or something like that.
Yeah. And, of course, do we have all the findable ether currents?
Yes, we do.
Okay. And on the way out of the zone, we'll want to pop by the one mapping I don't have.
Mm-hmm. Until then, be safe, be well, get a good night's sleep, and we will see you tomorrow.
Yes, everyone have a great night. Hope to see you tomorrow at 9:30 Pacific.